Hey guys, it's Heather from Kell Plan, and today I'm here to talk about our day in Disney. As many of you know, Mariel from Mom and a Girl with Plans, and I went to Walt Disney World on Monday. We were lucky enough that Disney offered us free park hopper passes. It's a whole program that Mariel found where you can submit like your media kit if you have a big following on social media and present your idea of what you want to do with their park, how you want to promote it, and then they'll give you 2 free park hopper passes a year. So we had 2 free passes that we used on Monday, and we decided since we had one day in the parks, we were going to do all the parks, which was kind of a crazy decision. I would not recommend all 4 days or all 4 parks in one day if you have never been to Disney World before, because it was crazy. Mariel and I have basically grown up going to Disney World, so we have done all the things. So it wasn't a big deal for us to miss out on a lot of different things that Disney has to offer. Our goal, we had never been to Disney World together. We had been to Disneyland together. We had never been to Disney World. So our goal was to hit all 4 parks together. We wanted a picture in front of the icon of each park, and we wanted to hit some of our favorite rides. So if you want to kind of see how we planned out our day, be sure to check out my video from yesterday, Planning Disney in a Day, and you'll kind of see how we planned it all out. This video is more of a reflection or a review of how it went, what we would do differently, what we would do the same, what we learned, and if we would even do it again. So let's chat about it. For starters, this is the outfit I had planned to wear to the park. I had made this adorable shirt. I got these black and yellow Minnie Mouse ears. And then we went to Downtown Disney our first night in Orlando, and we ended up buying matching shirts, and I didn't wear this. So I decided to at least wear it for the video because I think it's really cute. And I'm going to Disneyland in December, so I'll probably wear this then. Anyway, let's talk about it. So Mariel and I, our first decision we had to make was, do we want to ride Pandora or do we want to ride Slinky Dog Dash? They both have really long waits if you can't FastPass it. And because Mariel and I decided about 30 days in advance that we were going, a lot of the good FastPasses were already gone. So we really had to decide which one are we going to ride, because to ride it, we were going to have to rope drop that park to get on the ride right away. A lot of people may not know what rope drop means. Rope drop means you're going to be at the park ready to go way before the park actually opens. So our choices were Animal Kingdom, which opened at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock the day we were there because there was an extra magic hour and we were staying at a resort, so we were eligible for that. Or Hollywood Studios, where Slinky Dog Dash is, and it was opening at 9. So to rope drop, you really need to be at the park about an hour and a half before the park actually opens, so that you're one of the first people in line. Then about an hour before the park opens, they let you come into the park, but they stop you at a certain spot. And then about 30 minutes before the park opens, they will then walk you back to the popular ride so that you can ride it. So we had a decision. Mariel had never ridden Slinky Dog Dash. I had never ridden Pandora. And we knew that because we were only there for a day, we could only hit one. So the night before, we really talked about it. We kind of strategized. We reviewed the plan we had made. And we decided that rope dropping Pandora just wasn't going to work for us. The park opened at 8. That meant we would have to be there by 6:30 in the morning. We had stayed at a different hotel the night before, so we still needed to pack our stuff, move it to the right hotel, and then get to the Animal Kingdom. And we just didn't think we could get there by 6:30 in the morning. So we decided to X Pandora and go for Slinky Dog Dash instead. So we got to Hollywood Studios at about 7:30, which was really early, but thankfully we just sat down right by where you go into the park, and we just chilled until they let us in. Once they let us in at about, I think it was about 8 that they let us in, and there wasn't a huge crowd yet at Hollywood Studios, but they let us go down the main strip in Hollywood Studios up until you get to the turn where you go to Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror. That's where they stopped us. And at first, there was probably only about 30 to 50 people, but in the matter of about 20 minutes, it then filled up all the way back to the gate. And so we were at the very front of the pack, and we stood there until about 8:40. At 8:40, a bunch of cast members came down, and they formed like a wall. It was crazy. And then at about 8:50, they let us start walking back to Slinky Dog Dash but there was like a wall of cast members that we had to stay behind as we walked. And they did this to ensure that no one ran and stampeded to Slinky Dog Dash. But there was still a lot of pushing, a lot of people trying to get in there, and Mariel and I basically had to hold hands all the way back so that we didn't lose each other. But it worked out. We were one of the first people to get on Slinky Dog Dash that morning. We were actually off. We had gotten off Slinky Dog Dash by 9:01. So 1 minute into the park opening, we had already ridden the most popular ride there. We then kind of walked around Toy Story Land. Mariel had never been there before to that part of the park because it hadn't opened since the last time she was there. We took some photos. We hung out. We were going to ride Toy Story Mania, but then we looked on our app and saw that the Rock and Roller Coaster only had a 5-minute wait. So we ran over to Rock and Roller Coaster, rode that, and then we decided we wanted to get these Star Wars churros because we thought it would just be a really cute picture. So we're walking around the park trying to find the Star Wars churros. They don't exist anymore. Sad day. But then we took our picture in front of the main strip of Hollywood Studios, and I don't even remember what time it was, but we decided we've done everything that we want to do here. Let's head to Animal Kingdom. So we get to Animal Kingdom. We took the bus there. That's pretty much the only way to get to Animal Kingdom unless you Uber. So we took the bus to Animal Kingdom, and we got off and we ate a lot of snacks. We also rode Mount Everest, or Everest Expedition Everest. We rode that ride. That was the only ride we did at Animal Kingdom because we weren't there very long. We took our picture in front of the tree. Aren't we adorable? And then we ate some snacks, walked around, and then we peaced out because we wanted to be in Epcot by noon. And so keep in mind that this was not a day for us to ride all of the popular rides or do all of the great things. Our main goal was to go to every single park and do a few things at each park. So then we headed to Epcot, where our FastPasses began. We did our FastPasses. We also did Test Track. Big hint, if you do Test Track without a FastPass, get in the single rider line. The main line was a 55-minute wait. The single rider line was a 10-minute wait. So Mariel and I were not in the same car, but we rode it within like 15 minutes, which was pretty awesome. Our FastPasses did not start until 12:15. The thing with FastPasses is you get 3 and you have to book them at one park. Once you use those 3, you can start booking 1 at a time after that. We totally messed up our FastPasses, which is funny because Mariel is like the queen of FastPasses, but we didn't think it through. So our FastPasses were awesome at Epcot. We got to do everything we wanted to do at Epcot. We did not go around the world because our feet were exhausted and we didn't want to walk that much. But we did get to do all the rides that we wanted to do. Now, if we had been smart and we realized this after, we would have taken our 3 FastPasses and booked them at Hollywood Studios, which was the first park that we went to, and just did it on random rides. Even if it was rides that we weren't necessarily like determined to ride, we would have done it all there just to use the 3 FastPasses so that we could have then booked more FastPasses at Animal Kingdom. Maybe we wouldn't have had to wait for Expedition Everest. And then at Epcot, we could have also booked some rides at Epcot once we got there. So I think we would have been able to ride more rides if we had started our FastPasses at the first park. But in our minds, we knew we were going to rope drop Slinky Dog Dash or Pandora. We knew we were probably going to have to miss the other one because we couldn't get a FastPass. And there were rides at Epcot that we really wanted to ride and we didn't want to miss out. And so we FastPassed those. And so it was kind of like you had to pick. And that was the choice we made. But once we experienced the day and looking back, we wish we had just booked random things at Hollywood Studios and then booked FastPasses more throughout the day. Because once we started using those FastPasses, we were able to ride. We rode way more rides in the afternoon and evening than we did in the morning. And so I wish we had done that. We didn't. It was a rookie mistake. So if you try to do multiple parks in a day, take our advice and book all your FastPasses at the first park and then book more as the day goes on. Another FastPass tip is when you get to the point where you can start booking one, as soon as you get on that ride, book your next one. And if it's not the best time, keep checking for better times. For example, by the time we got to Magic Kingdom, we had decided what rides we wanted to do. There was a perfect Pirates FastPass for Pirates of the Caribbean, like right when we got there. So we booked it. Right as we walked through the line, we scanned our thing, we walked through. Mariel gets on and she books this Haunted Mansion right away. But when she first booked it, it was like an hour and a half away. And she's like, I don't want to wait that long. So while we're riding, she was just constantly refreshing the FastPass app. And then she ended up finding one that literally started right when we got off the ride. So we went from Pirates right to Haunted Mansion and used our FastPass like that. So don't be afraid to refresh your app to get the best FastPass for you. It's also a lot easier to book FastPasses when you have a smaller group. This time it was just me and Mariel, so we were able to get a lot of FastPasses in the afternoon and evening. When I was there with my family in August and there was 9 of us, it was really hard to find good FastPasses because you were looking for a ride with 9 open spots. So kind of keep that in mind. It's kind of based off the size of your group. So after we rode Haunted Mansion and Pirates, we ate some Dole Whip because we both love Dole Whip. It's the best. And then we went and rode Carousel of Progress. We were at Epcot and I was like, Mariel, when we get to Magic Kingdom, there's a ride that I really want to ride and you're probably going to make fun of it because it's kind of corny. And she was like, please say Carousel of Progress. And I was like, yes! And she was like, yes! We both loved the ride. So we rode it and we sang, it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. We just love that ride. It's just classic Disney. So we did that. We did Space Mountain. We bought this big donut. We took photos. We ate lots of snacks. And by then it was about 6:30. Our plan was to stay for the fireworks, but our feet were killing us. We were exhausted. We were so tired. We chickened out and we went back to our resort at about 7 or 7:30. Looking back, I wish we had just found a spot in the park and sat down and just chilled into the fireworks. I don't know if we really could have done it because we were so tired, but I wish we had because I'm really sad that we missed them. We've both seen the fireworks before, but it's just a fun thing to see together. So if I could do it again, I would have toughed it out and sat somewhere and just been like, we're just going to sit until the fireworks. But we didn't. So Disney in a day was exhausting. If I could do it again, what would I change? That's kind of what we're going to talk about now. First, I think that I would have actually rope dropped Pandora. I think I would have toughed it out, gotten up early, and gone and done it. Because I wish we had ridden it really bad. And then, if we had rope dropped Pandora, I would have used our fast passes at random rides in Animal Kingdom and then tried to get Slinky Dog Dash on the way to Hollywood Studios. And if we couldn't have gotten it, maybe we would have just waited in the line. I don't know. I really wish we had ridden Pandora, but it's okay. You have to choose. Another thing that I would have changed is I probably would have put in more resting spots for us so that we could have lasted longer throughout the day. Because we were going. We hardly sat down. We were standing. We were walking. And it was exhausting. It was so hot on Monday. And we were just hot and exhausted and tired. And we wore ourselves out way too early. So I would have put in more spots for us to just sit and chill. Even if that was like watching a show at one of the parks. Instead of just focusing on the rides. Maybe at Hollywood Studios, we would have sat and watched a show. Maybe at Epcot, we would have sat and watched a show. Like, just done something a little more where we had time to rest so that we could have made it to the end of the day. Because I'm really bummed that we didn't do that. Another thing I would have changed is when we went to Animal Kingdom, I wouldn't have waited on the bus. The bus took a really long time. And I feel like it wasted part of our day. If I could do it again, I probably would have just Ubered or took a Lyft to Animal Kingdom. Normally, I wouldn't do that if you're just doing 1 or 2 parks in a day. But since we were trying to cram 4 in, I think it would have been worth it to just pay for an Uber or a Lyft to Animal Kingdom. Just because Animal Kingdom is so hard to get to and get out of because it's so much further away from the rest of the parks. Overall, we had a great time. I'm so glad I got to experience this with Mariel. She's like a Disney guru. And it's just so funny. We like walk into Disney and she's just like her whole day is just made. And so it was so fun to get to experience that with my planner bestie. A question I got is, would you do it again? Would you try for 4 parks in 1 day again? I would do it again in the sense that like on Monday, I'm glad we did that. And if I could redo Monday, I still would have done all 4 parks with Mariel. But will I do it again in the future with somebody else? Probably not. It was exhausting. I feel like we didn't really get to experience a lot of the parks, which we knew that going in. But now that it's over, I almost feel like, oh, we just missed so much. So I think I probably would have just done maybe 2 parks, maybe 2 of my favorite parks. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, but then we would have missed this park. So I don't know, because it was cool to see all 4 parks in one day and hit some of our favorite things in each park. But I think if I were going to do it again, I probably would have just added another day and done 2 parks one day and 2 parks another day, just because that would have been a lot of fun as well. So that's just kind of my review of our day in Disney. Thank you, Disney, for our tickets. We had so much fun. We can't wait to do it again. If you have any questions about Disney World, I'm not a huge Disney World guru, but I know a lot of things, and so I'm happy to help if you're planning a trip to Disney. Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, I hope you hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and happy planning.